his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the game between the Washington Redskins and the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
And this and much, much more live from Aaron and John. Hey, it said YouTube error. Are you seeing anything on YouTube? It said no response from server.
I don't have anything on there yet.
Oh, okay. Well, San says he's on here, so I guess maybe it worked.
It says
Weird.
live now. It took that long to come around.
Okay.
Live now.
Well, that's weird because it was like no response from server. But I guess we're on here because we got
Only
big
the
dudes
best
on.
people from Harry Hog Football.
This software is so glitchy, dude. No response from server, and we're live. And then when it says we are live, we're not.
We're not live. Dude,
All right, are we on? Can you hear me? Can you hear this?
Can you hear this?
Check.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yo. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Harry Hog Football.
Excellent.
Episode number 483, in which we talk about the debacle between the Redskins and the Packers. It wasn't really that much of a debacle. We lost by 5 to a team that's now 10-3.
10-3, but there's a reason that they are 10-3 and we are 3-10.
Because they're better.
Because they're better. We are officially out of the playoffs now.
Let's try to look glass half full on every single comment we make today.
We're officially out of the playoffs now.
Instead of saying the Redskins suck, say the other team was better. Instead of saying we're officially out of the playoffs, say we're officially evaluating talent. Is that what they always say?
Happy Christmas, Happy Christmas.
They were who we thought they were. Now, I thought that the defense was going to be much better, I got to say, this season. I think everyone
the whole
did.
season, yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's give a shout out to the yo-yo-yos and the ho-ho-hos. That's San, Sean Nelson. I don't know where he's from. We got CJ Shoots Photos up in there.
Up in there. Some guy named... Oh,
that's it. Everyone else is probably just leaving work or something. We had to do this earlier than usual because I have to take...
Go wiggle the wire a little bit.
Take my daughter to a drumming rehearsal. Yeah.
Do. She's going to be like that dude from Rush.
She's playing the little drummer boy in a concert, and that's kind of important to get the drums right on that song.
Yeah. That's the name of the song.
Yeah, with all those rolls and everything. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about some football. The one play that stands out to me in that entire game, or there's a few things that stand out. I don't want to get into the minutia of it. Once again, just like the week before, we gave up 14 points only for our team to then start looking better. Remember, at the beginning of the season, it was like the opposite.
Yeah. Because they had like scripted plays from Jay Gruden for like 10 plays, and then after that he was just like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it took Jay Gruden all week to come up with 10 plays, and
then no adjustments.
And then
like,
people made adjustments.
You could see this team making adjustment during the game. Not even at halftime. This team, you've actually seen them make adjustments during the game since Jay Gruden got cut.
Yeah. I mean, the formula is actually kind of working. If we were a little bit better, it would get us some wins where we just like pound it with, now AP, but before AP and Geis would just pound it, and eventually they were wearing down those defenses the last 2 weeks.
Oh, dude, it's Darius Geis is just another busted Redskins draft pick, man. He's got a sprained MCL in his left knee, same knee that he tore his ACL in. Is the guy
on IR, you said?
He's on IR. He's built like a tank, except for his knees.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today when I was on my little run. this morning in the 24-degree weather.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Geis's knees, and I was like, is it really that his knees aren't as strong as other dudes? Or is it that some guys just kind of have this innate...
Some guys have bad knees, man.
I know, but does some guys just have an innate ability to know when they're getting hit to, like, not plant their knees and, like,
That's a good question, yeah.
It might be a skill to not get injured. Because
And it might not be... I wonder if you talk to someone like AP, who I think has had an ACL at some point, but he's also like one of the most durable running backs in the history of the NFL. Does he just like I don't know, does he just like give, like, when he's getting hit, does he let his legs go? Because we know he powers through runs like Darius Geis does.
I don't know.
Really
or
question.
Are some dudes just weaker? I mean, these are like little tendons in your knee, right?
They're the weakest part in a lot of people's bodies.
Everybody loves the invisibility cloak that I have on my water bottle. This is very important tech. It just came out from Amazon.
I tell you what, when I was in college once, I remember there was a guy, and his last name was Bogle. His name was Brian Bogle. He was like, "Hey, man," and
Brian
sometimes
Bogle.
Brian Bogle, and there was some conversation going on. There was a lot of beer going on, and blah 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 this and blah 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 that. And he goes, "Man," because he wasn't a big guy. And he's sitting there and he just goes, "Man, bat to the knee to take care of anybody."
A what?
A bat to the knee. A bat to the knee to take care of anybody. And I remember that quote like 20 years later, 20 years after college, and I remember that quote very specifically.
And those were some words of wisdom from Brian.
Words of wisdom from Brian Bogle.
He should be in the booth with Brian Baldinger. Hi, I'm Brian Bogle, along here with my
Baldinger and
friend
Bogle.
Brian Baldinger.
Brian Baldinger's like, blah, blah, blah. And Bogle was like, "Hey, man."
Baldinger. Anyway, let's see here. So anyway, yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. Dude, you and I were both like, all right, let's trade him. We got some resistance to that on Twitter, but I kind of stand by it, dude. We can't have someone injured. We can't rely on a dude that gets injured every second game he plays.
I understand the whole rookie contract. I think Sean Nelson was saying that.
Trade him.
I understand it, and be it having him stay on the rookie contract, it being a second-round pick, he's very affordable right now.
Yeah.
But I guess, I guess the real majority of it is to get to the end of the contract and try to trade him before the end of the contract. So someone will give something up for him, because we got to trade guys when they're still good.
I know that's what Bruce Allen doesn't understand. You can't trade
all.
it. It's like you buying a new car and then waiting 20 years to trade it in and then think you're going to get like some crazy amount of money for it.
Yeah, no lie. Yep.
I think we should trade him. I don't know what the peanut gallery thinks, but I think we should trade him. I mean, I understand what you're saying about holding on to him, but AP's only going to last so long.
Yeah.
That Bryce Love, we keep getting these damaged goods dudes.
That's another
Bryce Love guy could be good, or he
part.
could be another Geis.
It's another just stupid thing with the whole Bruce Allen thing. I don't know. I've been like reading over. There's an article today about Redskins fans that are quitting the Redskins, joining the Ravens. Number one, you're a fair weather fan, like Josh.
Okay, here's what I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I tried to get Josh on the podcast today, but go ahead.
He's not going to do the podcast unless they make the playoffs, because he's a fair weather fan. But when you have people that are going over to I forgot what I was going to say.
Dude, can you repeat that? Because you just called somebody out hardcore.
Josh, he's a fair weather fan. Josh, you are a fair weather fan. I've said it like 100 times to Aaron. When was the last time he was on Gary Hog Football? When was the last time he was on?
Go ahead. I don't even think he's been on this season.
He hasn't been on this season.
I don't know if he's been on this calendar year.
So, anyway, I have nothing else to say about that.
Forget about Josh. Talk about the rest of the things you were speaking
I
about.
can't remember what I was going to say. That's what I already said.
Okay. So yeah, all right. I'm glad that B&G Buns just brought this up.
Oh no, I remember, dude. So I remember. Yeah, Sean Nelson was no. That was just talking about guys, bad D's and everything. But we had, I mean, Darius Geis, we got to trade him while he's still good. That's what it was. Jordan Reese should have traded him 2 years ago.
Kerrigan.
Why are you even Kerrigan? We got to trade him now. Josh Norman. Who
He's not worth anything.
Wants Josh Norman.
He's not worth. The only person we have that's worth anything at all that we can afford to trade is Ryan Kerrigan.
Yeah, really. That's the only thing. And what do you think we'll get for him?
A third or a fourth?
I think a third at the most.
Yeah.
At the most.
Josh Norman, if we traded him right now, we might get a seventh.
No one's going to give you anything for Josh Norman. He got benched. Then that's
he got
exactly
benched
what
for
I'm saying.
Simeon Thomas, and now Simeon Thomas
is out because he
is
couldn't
out
stop
because of
smoking
drugs,
weed.
we think. And now they got some other dude that they signed off the street, right? And he's probably going to be playing in front of Josh Norman because finally the team listened to us and everyone else saying that Josh Norman is a bad football player.
What did they say they were going to do with who was they say they're going to put in for him? Hold on, let me get that up. I remember looking at it before. They said Danny Johnson, your favorite player in the secondary.
Danny Johnson?
Danny Johnson.
We signed him or did we still have him and I just didn't know?
He was on the physically unable to perform list.
Is he physically able to perform now?
He's more physically able to perform than Josh Norman.
I'm
That's
more
how bad
physically to
Josh Norman
perform
is.
than Josh. Dude, I could go out there and like do as well as Josh Norman, maybe.
Oh, let's do better than Josh Norman.
At least when I like messed up, I wouldn't look around and try to blame it on someone else. I would take credit for it. Anyway, yeah, Josh Norman. All right. What is going on here in the peanut gallery? All right, yes, I was going to mention this, and I'm glad B&G Buns brought it up. I read an article today about D'Angelo Hall on his podcast saying that he wants to be in the Redskins front office. And in that same article, it said that apparently he applied, I guess if you apply in the NFL, he applied to be the defensive backs coach last year, and he didn't make it. He said that he wants to be a part of making the Redskins a good team again.
He applied. Yeah, I wonder if did he do a resume?
I don't know.
Hello,
Or maybe it's just like, hey,
D'Ang-
Bruce Allen, I want to be the D-backs coach. And they're like,
Hello,
nope.
D'Angelo Hall. Nice to meet you. Here's my resume.
Here's my resume.
I used to play
Played
for the team.
football for 10 years. Was on the
Went to
show with
Virginia
Trevor
Tech.
Maddich after the game. And I like to watch football.
Oh, man. Well,
I picked off that Cutler 4 times in one game. That's my
I also
highlight.
got more like yellow flags for personal fouls and being an idiot on the field than I can count.
That's
Put
my
me in the front
milestone.
office.
Speaking of good things that happened this week, your favorite Redskin of all times, Deion Sanders, made it to the all 100 best players of all time team. As
Aaron, I keep telling you, he did not really play for the Redskins. It was a bad dream.
I tweeted at him and I said, how many tackles did he have in his career? He had more picks than tackles. I know that. That dude. Anyway,
I imagine Darryl Green had to be on that team too.
I don't think he was.
That would be a travesty.
I didn't hear that he was. I didn't hear he wasn't either. Anyway, we haven't. Bruce Allen is still, as far as we know, employed by the Redskins. D'Angelo Hall threw his name into the ring as general manager. He can't do worse than Bruce Allen. Bring him. I don't care. I don't know if he knows anything about money and contracts, but
That's what I was just thinking. I'm like, do we need like a separate guy to do all that stuff?
let's get a
What do you
separate
know
guy to
about-
do that.
Well, yeah, we need a separate guy to do all that. We need a general manager that can like read football players, can watch a game and be like, that guy's good. Keep an eye on him. That's all we need. That's all we need is someone to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Someone else
we
to
don't
do the
need
running,
a dude
get some
to write a
pencil pusher.
contract. You got
Yeah.
lawyers everywhere. Dudes
Yeah.
that can evaluate talent apparently are difficult to come by.
Yeah.
Anyway, Someone, B&G Buns, is asking if what about Doug Williams as the GM?
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people recently who have said bad stuff about Doug Williams, but I don't know if there's anything that's bad about him, or is it just like Alan the Bruce just wafting his stank all over everybody else? Doug Williams might be good. I don't know.
We don't know.
We don't
yeah,
know.
I mean, I'm not there. I can't tell you about how great the culture is, but I know it's not as great as Bruce Allen makes it out to be.
Yeah.
CJ Shoots Photo says that Fire Bruce Allen guy has tweeted 150 times today. He's a good player.
He's a good player.
Josh Norman. Who else? Do we have anyone else we could trade for any value?
Well, we've got our like young core. Oh, we need to. Well, we can't do it now. Brandon Scherf, we got to let him walk. He wants $15 million a year. I'll give you 5, maybe. Right now, he almost looks like a backup.
No, he's gone. He could have made $15 million a year if he would have stepped up this year, but he stepped back.
Yeah, he's terrible.
You know who stepped up? Your dog Eric
Flowers, dude. Humongous Eric Flowers.
You know who else stepped up?
Huh?
Donald Penn.
Donald Penn did step up. I don't know. I mean,
how many times this year have you been like, oh man, if we would have had Trent Williams?
Maybe twice. Maybe.
Most of the problem's been on the other side.
Really has.
Did they bench Moses, by the way? Because I've seen Jerron Christian in a lot more.
Jerron Christian Sr. Jr. the third has been in because Moses has been hurt so much. But I mean, I've heard it even on the post game. He looks like a revolving door out there. So they might as well start putting Christian in now for the last 3 games and just let him. I mean, let him learn. How many more years does Moses have? I can let him walk just like that.
Yeah, I say that too. Put in all the young dudes. That's why I'm so glad they're playing Haskins. Although I will say, this game I was like, dude, why is he still in? When he was hobbling around with that sprained ankle?
That was an interesting thing because they obviously Geis they took out and they weren't going to put him back in because his knees are weak.
He's weak in the knees.
He is weak in the knees. Haskins, I mean, if he's not hurt, and he's not going to get hurt, you got to let him sit in there and take the punishment and hobble around. I mean, how many times? I mean, who? Oh man, with a quarterback, you have a different beast because he is the leader of the team. Sorry, Jeff George, but he is the leader of the team. And if he can hobble around and still make passes, you got to leave him out there unless they got to stretch him off.
Yeah.
I know some people disagree with that, but I'm like, if he's sitting there and you're just like, if you go back in, you're going to blow your ACL out, then take him out. But if you're just like, no, you might be out for a few games or something like that. You want to see the leadership in there.
And he said to Geis, did you see this quote?
Huh?
Where he said that he talked to Geis and told him he needed to toughen up, and he was like, I got hurt and I'm still in.
Did he really?
Yeah. Why don't you get back in there?
He is behind a bunch of revolving 300-pound men as well. So
revolving 300-pound men. When you said that, what flashed through my mind was that scene from Disney's Fantasia with the dancing hippos. Oh man. Okay. Let's see what's going on in the chat room. We've got let's see. Trent Williams. Yeah, we forgot. I guess he could be trade bait, but what are we going to get for him at this point? We're either going to take what someone offers or just keep him on the shelf because he's never going to play for us again.
We should still be able to get easily a first-round pick for him, if not more, in the offseason because he's got another year left on his contract. He's still with us until the end of next season.
So basically,
that's a good point. I've written him off really about that.
But I guess you think we can get a first still? Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Even with the thing where you can't find a helmet that'll fit him and all that kind of jank.
I'm not worried about that. And
yeah, but other teams might be worried about it.
Maybe the Patriots, but I think other teams that, dude, we can get easily a first round. I wouldn't trade him for anything less than the first and the second. And I'd be like, other than that, you're going to sit there and you're not going to make any money because you can't find a helmet that fits.
Yeah, see, basically at this point you're in too deep to
You can't bring him back.
compromise. It's like
can't
you're
bring
not
him back,
playing
yeah.
for us, and if you want to play football, we're getting a first and a second for you.
And that's another, and that's another stupid thing about damn Bruce Allen is that we had all these offers to get first round picks for him, and he was just like, I'm not going to let him play. Get something for the guy and get rid of him.
He's an idiot. Bruce Allen is horrible, dude. I also wanted to point out that he hired Larry Michael, the Eagles fan, self-proclaimed voice of the Redskins.
Yeah.
Speaking of voices around the Redskins, your dog, Grant Paulson.
Oh man, Grant Paulson today got cut. Not by NBC Sports Washington, but
he
Dwayne
is
Haskins.
demoted.
He got demoted because Dwayne Haskins stopped following him on Twitter.
I thought you said he blocked him.
Yeah, he blocked him. He was, well, I don't know, blocked. It doesn't matter. Blocked, stopped following him.
He blocked or stopped follow. Yeah, he did something. And all I have to say about that is he used to be on the post game show on NBC Sports Washington, and he got kicked off of there. And then now I've recently, and this was hard to listen to actually, and it only lasted 30 seconds. He was like announcing like arena football or something.
Hi, I'm Grant Paulson. That guy has, I'm going to say it, Aaron. That guy has a face for radio.
Say it again. Hold on. I was talking over you. Go ahead.
That guy has a face for radio. He has a face for radio, but he does not have a voice for radio.
Exactly. A face for radio, but not the voice.
Yeah.
Bryce Johnson is in the chat room. What's up, Bryce?
Yeah.
Skin tangibles. The skin tangibles for this week were
Geis not blowing his knee out again.
Geis blowing his knee out again. That was the skin tangible that Larry checked to the Redskins for this week. Oh my gosh. Are we going to say all right, I do want to talk about some positives from the game. How about that catch from Terry McLaurin?
Terry McLaurin is big time. That's what I was starting to say earlier, is that we've got really young, talented people on this team, especially McLaurin.
Dunbar is still young.
Dunbar is still young, all in all. The defensive line is all young.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be good.
They're going to be good. We need offensive linemen.
I always say, all right, we just need to spend like picks on offensive linemen. If there's some guy that you think you might need, spend it on an offensive lineman.
Yeah, really. I mean, that should be the number one priority. Because, I mean, Dwayne Haskins is back there. He's just like at Ohio State. I wasn't getting run over and sacked 6 times a game. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What do I have to do? As he said.
Part of that is Trent Williams, though, we got to say. But we should have other dudes. We need dudes. We need big, fat dudes in the offensive line. How many years have we been saying that?
We need you especially. We need some revolving 300-pound man.
I don't care who you are. I would much rather have 7 or 8 stud. Like how many offensive linemen can you keep on the squad? 7 usually, 7 or 8. I would get 7 or 8 first-round offensive linemen, and then 4 or 5 7th-round running backs, and I would go with that every game. And just let those linemen crush down those defenders and let the running back get 3 or 4 yards every play. And then if he sucks, he sucks. But at least he's getting 4 positive yards instead of a stud running back getting hit in the backfield every play and having to try to get free and get 3 yards out of nothing.
Or the quarterback getting sacked. Again.
Or the quarterback getting sacked.
Again. Oh, and don't forget, we need like 5 tight ends too. Jeremy Sprinkle sucks, man.
Jeremy's.
Weren't we going to go positive on this podcast today?
Jeremy Sprinkle is not as good as. Wait, there are tight ends in the league that are better than Jeremy Sprinkle. Wait, is that positive? No. He sucks.
Jeremy Sprinkle was our third tight end at the beginning of the season, for those of you who really thought that Jordan Reed was still going to be good ever. Skin tangibles.
It's a skin tangible. He's good when he plays, just like Geis. But
did you see at the end of that game that
Jordan Reed's done for his career, by the way?
That your favorite quarterback, Ron Rodgers, had a long talk with Dwayne Haskins afterwards, like shook his hand and talked to him for like 30 seconds. Like they had a hug and he just talked to him about what he did. Because I've seen Aaron Rodgers do exactly what Dwayne Haskins was doing on Sunday, where he got hurt, came back in, hobbled around, still made it through the end of the game. That's tough. And that's where you get like respect from your teammates. So.
Oh, like yeah, he battled through. I don't have a problem with that. I was just worried.
Worried we were going to lose another person. I'm not worried about it with him as much as I sure was worried about it with RG3. Like every time RG3 got touched, he was just like, oh my God, he's going to break in half.
That's because Dwayne Haskins is built like a horse, where RG3 was built like a petite little deer.
Dwayne Haskins is built like a draft horse, and RG3 is built like a thoroughbred who have really bad legs, and they break them all the time.
Exactly.
And then they just pull out a gun, they don't pull out a gun at the horse track, but they give them a shot and kill them after they get hurt at the end of the game.
Right on the track.
I guess you're lucky that the Redskins haven't gone down that stupid road
of killing their quarterbacks on the field.
Who knows, man? Alan LeBruce is probably like, man, I'd do that. Man, I'd do that. You know what I think part of the problem with Alan LeBruce is that he's a raging alcoholic, but he fired the other raging alcoholic, Scott McLuhan, that worked for the team. What is that about?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, we need to draft 7 first-round offensive linemen.
7.
That's all I care about. Just give me as many offensive linemen as you can get. Just keep piling them in here, and if one of them doesn't work, we ship them off.
Whoa.
And then we just get the stud offensive lineman. The entire league won't have any offensive lineman as good as us, not one. And then someone gets injured, we have another dude that's a first-round offensive lineman. He just comes in. And then when we need heavy jumbo, we put in an extra offensive lineman that's a first round. And then we just pound it down the field and occasionally throw passes. But it doesn't matter because we're just demolishing people down the field with our 7th round pick running backs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Don't forget the tight ends, though. You can use extra offensive linemen as tight ends.
That's what I'm saying.
You're never going to throw it to them.
They'll report eligible. And then they'll just go on the field crushing people.
I heard that in this last game. They kept reporting Bergstrom as eligible, and I was like, why are they doing that? I don't know if I just heard it, because a lot of times they say that when you're at a game, but you don't hear it on TV. So maybe it's just because I was hearing it on TV during that game. I don't know.
There's some talk in the chat room about getting the dude Chase Young from Ohio State, whom I like, but that doesn't go with my theory about spending all of our picks on stud offensive linemen.
We should trade down, get better offensive linemen. We cannot pick like the 8th left tackle in the draft, which is what Moses was.
No, we need the first.
We need we need some humongous dudes in there that know how to move.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, is Chase Young, is he a defensive end or is he an outside linebacker?
Either one.
All right, they're kind of hybrid now, right?
I think he's officially a defensive end, but yeah, either one.
Well, that's what we supposedly got Sweat for. So now we're going to use another first-round pick on a defensive lineman because Sweat's not doing that well. No. Offensive lineman, I'm tired of dealing with them picking crappy guys that end up being crappy defenders. We need to go offensive lineman.
We need some 300-pound revolving men, man. Get them in there.
We need some 300-pound
non-revolving
agile men that can bowl people over.
Yeah, really. And, going back to the whole Donald Penn point that we were talking about, I mean, when you're watching Trent Williams in the game last year, and Josh actually said this one time last year, not on the podcast, of course, but he said that he was like, Trent Williams isn't all that great. And at the time, I was like, all right, because he quantified that by saying he gets like 1 or 2 holding penalties a game, stuff like that. And I was like, I mean, he was like, he's not like an all-pro guy. So I don't know. Maybe the guard next to him, I mean, he did have like dudes like Sean Laval next to him. So maybe he was trying to do 2 people's job in one spot because he didn't have a good guard next to him for a number of years. So maybe that was it. I had the same thing with Chris Samuels. I was like, I don't think he's all that great, but then I realized that the left guard next to him just sucked year after year, and he was trying to do like more than he was supposed to do at the offensive tackle or offensive left tackle spot.
I had forgotten about Sean Laval.
Well, you got to take him outside and shoot him after the race.
I don't know. These guys, I mean, Chase Young is pretty dominant, and I've seen his highlights. But
Chase Young is dominant, but we've got so many holes on this team. I swear, if we get like the 3rd pick in the draft, we need to trade down and get more people. Because most of the teams sucks.
Yeah. I'm like to the point now where I think running backs are just like
yeah.
mid to late round, and you're fine as long as you.
How many people? I mean, you get like Saquon Barkley just looks like a football stud, man.
He's good.
But those guys are really rare, and I think the vast majority of teams right now have 2 running backs. Either one is like a superstar, and that seems to be working just fine for them.
Yeah, if you have a good offensive line.
If you have a good offensive line, look at what the Patriots are doing with the running backs. Can you name a Patriots running back?
Nope.
Sony Michel, does he even play for that team? I think he might. I have no idea.
We still got Bryce Love to fill on our roster for 2020. Yes, you are correct. Bryce Love could be great if he doesn't get injured a lot again. And since we have him, we don't need to waste a pick on another running back. We need to get an offensive lineman.
And if we get the coach from Stanford to come all the way over to this coast, which would probably cost us $15 million a year, which is fine because that's Dan Snyder's money, which is really our money, then, yeah, get him in here, and maybe he'll know exactly what to do with Bryce Love.
What's his name? That dude? The Stanford guy? You don't know.
Charlie Strong. Taggart. That guy be still, Taggart, be still. That guy that was at Florida State. I can't remember. I'm going to look him up now. Be still, Taggart, be still.
We got to get someone that can coach and someone that can general manage and some fat fatties on the offensive line.
Stanford coaching staff. I can never remember his name. David Shaw. He does not look like a David Shaw at all, but his name is David Shaw.
And we need to get – I like that guy.
We need
to get rid of – you ready for this guy? That's been also a bust? Richardson.
Oh, Richardson. They just need to cut him. Cut their losses.
Another dumb pickup by Bruce Allen.
Or was that Scott McLuhan? Either way. Bruce Allen's like, I can't stand what Scott McLuhan is doing, getting all these stupid draft picks and people that aren't good. No, he doesn't say that at all, actually, because he's just not a football guy. He does like all the other stuff. And he's never been a football guy. He wasn't a football guy in Oakland. He wasn't like looking at draft picks and stuff like that in Oakland. He wasn't doing that in Tampa Bay either.
He presses the flesh.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I hate that saying. Press the flesh. That's going to be the name of this episode.
That's going to be the name of the podcast. Press the
flesh. You know who needs to be pressing some flesh? Some offensive linemen pressing the defense's flesh onto their tushies.
I tell you what, and this is true with any offensive lineman, they sure love to run the ball more than they do pass protect. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just imagine if you had 8 stud offensive linemen that you could rotate in and out at will, how the defense would be feeling at the end of the third quarter.
You remember Trey Johnson? I gave you his jersey a long time ago.
Of course I remember him. He's one of my favorite players of all times.
He was awesome. If you had a running play, he was the lead man all the time. He countered Trey Johnson, would go on there, and he would just like completely maul like linebackers and guys in the secondary. like clearing the way for running backs. But he
He
was
now
like the
teaches-
only good. He was the only good offensive lineman that we had, though. We
he
need
now
more, we
teaches
need
it
more
like a prep
fatties.
school. He
Yeah.
teaches it like a prep school in New Jersey, like high school or something.
Man, we suck.
We should try to get him on the podcast.
That would be awesome.
Trey, you're one of
remember
our
that?
favorite players of all time. Seriously. Coaching
Trey.
hopefuls from CJ Shoots photo. Mike Tomlin. But
Eh.
how are they going to get him away from
They'd have to trade for him.
Steelers?
They'd have to trade for him.
Trade Trent Williams.
We could trade you Trent Williams if you give us your coach and a first-round pick.
All right.
That would be one of the more bizarre trades, but I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Why would we trade? I don't understand why he would want to leave the Steelers for our
Why
Messed
he's
up
the
team.
third coach they've ever had.
yeah.
Third coach they've ever had. The Steelers are like the anti-Redskins with coaching. They're just like, I mean, the Steelers have a culture. I mean, I guess we have a culture now too. We have a damn good culture, according to Alan and Bruce.
It's a
But
crap.
Steelers have like a real culture, and they're not going to like trade their coach, which is why I was bringing up David Shaw. He's one of the guys they picked up. And no, I don't want Taggart or Charlie Strong. Well, Charlie Strong's pretty good too. I don't know about
I'll
that.
take David Shaw.
Yeah, Charlie. Some people will bust on Charlie Strong because he was bad at Texas, but I thought he was down there when like the team was really bad, and then he started building the team up. They're like, "Thank you for your support." They kicked him out when they started getting good again.
He was
Like,
at
all the
Louisville
hard
before
work.
that, too.
Yeah, he did all the hard work down there in Austin, and we might just need a coach like that as well.
Look at what Sean Nelson's saying in the chat room there. We will probably lure Jason Garrett from the Cowboys. He's gonna get fired.
If
What
that
was it I
happens-
said the other day?
If
if-
that happens, I'd quit. I'd be
Yeah.
done with the Redskins. That would be the last straw.
Yeah, if Troy Aikman and Jerry Jones had a baby, he would grow up and look exactly like Jason Garrett. He's basically Jerry Jones and Troy Aikman's gay love child.
Eric Bieniemy. I saw something about that guy. Who was that guy?
Eric Bieniemy. He's the dude from
I can't remember. I saw something about him today, and I was like, "Well, that's interesting."
I don't remember.
I'm looking up right here. Who is he? The offensive coordinator? Yeah, he's the offensive coordinator of the Steelers. He might be a good pick. Steelers. I mean, the Steelers are definitely good offensively. They
Dude.
also have humongous. What's his name? Not Eric Reed. Mike Reed. The coach of the coach of the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, the main coach.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. That's who it is.
Dude,
Andy.
question. Why does it seem like all of our hopeful young coaches go and do well at other teams?
Yeah,
It
so now we're
doesn't
looking.
seem that way. They do.
They do. Yeah, they do.
Like the dude we played last week, I was like, wait, the Packers
said
coach
that.
wasn't he our coach?
You were like
You're
Matt
like,
LaFleur. You're
yep.
like right at the beginning of the game. You're just like, isn't that guy? Wasn't he a coach with the Redskins? I was like, yes, he was.
And now he's got a 10-3 team. What's his face? Shanahan Jr.'s got a 10-2 team or
Something like that.
3. All right, what's his face from the Rams?
Sean McVay. He went
Sean
to the Super Bowl
McVay.
last year.
Made to the Super Bowl last year. Who else? These are dudes within the last few years. They're not like guys that were like, oh, we were the assistant to the assistant equipment trainer 20 years ago and we worked our way up. These are
Yeah.
guys like in the last 3 to 5 years that were coaches on the Redskins, and instead we had kept crappy Jay Gruden and crappy general manager Bruce
And
Allen,
Manusky, who's so terrible.
Manusky. We could have had the dude from the Rams. What's his face? Wes Phillips or whatever.
Wes Phillips,
Isn't that the Rams guy that went
that
with
old
McVay?
guy?
Yeah, but he would have been good for us. Look who we have. Like instead he was like, McVay took them,
He was
and
the
they
head
made
coach
it
of
to
the
the Super
Cowboys,
Bowl last year.
He was
What?
the head coach of the Cowboys,
Oh, well, then we don't want him.
Yeah. Wade Phillips is who you're talking about.
Wade.
Wade. Is that his real first name?
Wade.
Wade in the water.
Wade into the water. Water.
Water.
Yeah, it's just so it's such shambles. The Redskins are in such shambles. I don't even know where to start, dude. It's just so bad. Like
People that
they're
I've been talking
selling
to about,
multi-pack tickets now. By the
Yeah.
way,
Oh yeah.
to divisional games. They can't even.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the people that they're talking to about like going after head coaches, people are just like, I'm not going over there unless they completely change how the front office is working, i.e., firing Bruce effing Allen.
I mean, Dan Snyder doesn't have. If he wants the team to get better, he has to fire Bruce Allen because, like you said, none of the good coaching candidates are going to come there unless he does.
Yeah, and then it's only going to be because it's going to give him like $15 million a year. It's going to be like the highest paid head coach in the country.
Yep.
And again, that's your money, people. That's your and my money right there. People that pay to go to those Redskins games. Yeah.
So,
people that watch TV, people that buy merchandise. Yeah.
Bruce Allen just needs to go. Like, how many times do we have to tell Dan Snyder? Anyway,
Yeah.
do we want to do our games and kicks before we round this thing out?
Let's do it. Because we got the Eagles next week, so it's going to be another possible debacle. Although
We barely
they're
beat the Giants in overtime. I might
They're
add.
6-7 as well.
What I wanted to do, that was the intro. It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award. Kicking the Balls Award. Go ahead,
Well,
John.
Josh gives his to Darius Geis. Man. Tress Way was all right.
You're giving him the kick?
No. That's what I'm saying. He was all right. He did have a couple times where he looked like the entire line was just like revolving, so he could get blocked over and over, and he got the ball out because he's awesome. My kick goes to Josh Norman.
You stole mine. But in that same vein, my Kicking the Balls Award is going to Simeon Thomas, a guy we didn't even know who he existed, and he was playing for Josh Norman. And now we might have to actually play Josh Norman because Simeon Thomas got suspended 4 games for, we think, drugs.
Dude, you love Danny Thompson. Danny Thompson?
Danny Thomas was like a 50s actor, dude.
Thompson.
That's not his name. It's Johnson. Danny Johnson.
Danny Johnson. Oh, yeah. Johnson. Sorry.
Howard Johnson
Danny
is
Johnson.
right about Danny
Johnson's
Johnson.
right, dude. What about Jeremy Reeves?
He's better than Norman.
Exactly.
But stay
better
positive
than
here.
Norman. Yeah, we're very positive. That guy's better than Josh Norman.
Yeah, that guy's better than Josh. We need to actually start playing Josh Norman up on the podcast and trying to like up his stock so we can at least get a 7th round pick for him. And in the words of Danny, our oldest, youngest listener, let's see what we can get for him.
Dude, he's going to be one of those guys we're going to trade him like it's the 1940s. We're going to trade him and we're going to get like a box of jock straps or something.
How about a box of used game footballs that we can now use on our practice field?
like the back of a truck versus like used equipment. The first box they pull out is like used jock straps. And it says, "Thank you, Josh Norman," on the box.
Signed, Albert Hainsworth. All right, the Peanut Gallery. Let's see what. In fact, this is what I want to do real quick. I want everyone in the Peanut Gallery to tell us what they would give for Josh Norman.
What would you give? What would you give as a trade for Josh Norman?
WWYG for Josh Norman. Fair trade. I would give one gross of used Band-Aids.
One gross. How
That's
much is that gross
244,
worth?
or is it 144?
How much is that gross worth?
I would give one gross of used Band-Aids.
Dude, you need gloves to handle those Band-Aids. Maybe you can take Josh Norman's non-Dick's gloves.
Josh Norman. He's so bad. Steve, what's his name? Sean Nelson is giving him moldy cheese for. Is that moldy Limburger cheese?
Limburger.
DJ Cool 4 is giving a voucher for a Brazilian wax. Man, that's pretty. That's a lot of value to that, actually.
$69.
I know. And CJ Shoots Photo would give my Thanksgiving dinner leftovers sitting in the back of my fridge. Still, dude? It's
Still.
like a month ago.
That's a long time, man. Don't eat that. Josh Norman, we've got dinner for you.
Josh Norman, we got some dinner for you. Some moldy old Thanksgiving leftovers.
And
clean that out.
Limburger cheese.
And Sean Nelson would give him clean pea. You need to give that to Simeon Thomas.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, that takes or that ends this week's segment called WWYG.
What would
What would you give?
What would you give? What would you give for Josh Norman to trade for Josh Norman?
John would give a truckload of used jock straps.
No, not a truckload, just the box. Truckload, that's an awful lot of jock straps.
One box.
One
Imagine the smell wafting off that truckload as the door unrolls. Anyway.
Oh, man.
All right, with that being said, let's go ahead into the
smells like a locker room.
Yeah, let's go into the game, boss.
And now, the coveted and ever elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Award. I'm going first. Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry McLaurin with that awesome catch in double coverage in the back of the end zone.
Oh, I also wanted to stay a little positive too, to say that. Oh, I already said it. We only lost by 5. We technically should have only lost by 3 if your dog, who we didn't give a kick to, Hopkins, didn't miss an extra point, and then we had to try to get a 2-point conversion.
A lot of kickers miss extra points nowadays.
And then he turned around and made like a 52-yarder, so I guess it kind of made up for it. Anyway, go ahead.
My game ball goes to the guys on the defense who held Green Bay to 20 points.
Yeah.
Despite the Redskins offense just laying a freaking egg and just giving the ball back to Aaron Rodgers, how long? I'm going to look it up right now.
And after the first quarter, they only gave up 6 points.
Yeah, really. They just got to stop giving up like 14 points at the beginning every time. They had the ball forever.
Yeah.
I
didn't even look at the stats, dude.
Oh, man, time of possession was actually almost even.
Dude, we're officially eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah, we're done. That's too bad. The run was good while it lasted. Yeah, the time of possession was about equal, so maybe I won't give it to them. I'm going to rescind the game ball going to the defense. Defense was pretty good against a now 10-3 team. That's for sure.
Ioannidis played well as usual.
Ioannidis had himself a humongous sack. Kerrigan had a sack.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how many other sacks we had, but we got after
it.
I remember one butt cheek play, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Where Aaron Rodgers had that butt cheek play.
He always does. That's what he does. Aaron Rodgers holds the ball longer than any other quarterback.
Yeah.
Ever, maybe since the 30s or something like that. He just holds on to the ball forever. 30s is a bad comparison because everyone ran the ball back then.
All right, so let's see here. Peanut Gallery, what do you have for us today? We got Sean Nelson for Haskins for being rough and tough, staying in there like a big boy.
I'm going to give mine to Haskins for not
Leadership.
being all like, oh my liver, and going out of the game.
Oh, I thought you gave yours. You reneged on the defense. You rescinded.
I rescinded that.
You took the game ball back. Like, give me that, son.
Give me that. You guys weren't all that good because that 14 points in the beginning was just a. You can't do that every game, and in this game it cost us. But that's why they're 10-3 and we're 3-10.
CJ shoots photo game ball for the amazing Scary Terry catch. It was pretty awesome.
It was fantastic. That guy's a superstar.
Oh yeah, he was our best pick, and our talent scouts didn't even pick him. Haskins did.
Yeah, that was basically Haskins. So he gets a game ball just for that.
He gets the game ball of the year for that.
Yeah, really.
Anyway,
it wasn't even his job. He was doing someone else's job. Alan the Bruce. Alan Bruce is like, we want Bryce Love. We want Bryce Love, okay?
Anyway, I think that pretty much rounds it out. Do you have anything else to add before we go into this week's game versus the Eagles on Sunday, 1 o'clock?
Yes. Hashtag fire Bruce Allen.
All right, fire Bruce Allen. I'm going to put that up as our subtitle from now on, under where it says episode 483.
Yeah.
It's just going to say that until he's fired.
Till he's finally fired. He's probably not even going to get fired in the end. He's probably going to retire, or maybe he'll move into like just the business side of the structure or something. I mean, if you couldn't pay me enough to be the coach of this team until that guy's just gone. He needs to be gone. Snyder too, really, but
hold on.
If you guys are watching right now, you can see fire Bruce Allen. What's it say before that? Burn?
I don't know. I put a hashtag there, but what does it say? I don't know. It might be code in this software for something.
Bumru, BUMRU? BUMRV?
What does that mean?
I don't know. I could barely read it because of all the burgundy and gold behind it.
Burn fire Bruce Allen? I don't know. I'll take it out of there. I don't know what it's doing. There.
Fire Bruce Allen. Sounds like a plan to me.
Now it says fire Bruce Allen on there. So, all right. There.
Yeah.
There we go. Fire Bruce Allen. Anyway, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Do you have anything to say else besides have a great week? Maybe we'll get a victory against the hated Eagles.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold my breath, though.
Check us out on Twitter at Harry Hogg. HARRY Hogg. HarryHoggFootball.com. It's brought to you by Ridicule.
Send us an email, Aaron, Josh, or John at HarryHoggFootball.com.
Send an email to Josh at HarryHoggFootball.com. Tell me he's a fair weather fan. Again.
I told him there was a clamoring for him in the peanut gallery.
Whatever.
He said he had a meeting with the Charlotte Hornets or something tonight.
He had a meeting with the truck full of jock straps. Maybe he's trying to work a Josh Norman trade with the Panthers to bring him back.
Maybe.
The thing is, Josh is like face man from the A team, so he might be able to pull it off.
Anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Oh, and yeah. Hail to the Redskins, and this week we didn't talk about it much, but if you see a Cowboys fan,
you know what to do because they suck just like everybody else in our division.
Joker!